big escape plan, they're still on us.
Now, my mom and I have definitely had conversations like that, where it's that...
What the hell is that?
Where...
Jen's overreaction! It's called a vulture! Sexy, right?
Where, you know, she just gets... I make statements about, like, hey, this isn't going the way we think about it. My mom goes, no shit. I think that's actually a very, very parent-like, parent response. Like, talking to other parents where they maybe don't say it to their kids, but they have those thoughts, and they'll be telling you stories of, like, yeah, no shit, son, or no shit, this is how it works.
A historical site? There's nothing there!
It's not what's there, it's what's underneath it.
Hang on!
James, careful, this bike's an antique.
God, it's really good. I love the dynamic. Like, he's so disappointed in his son that he cares about his son, but at the same time, it's not a
Watch it, it's trying to burn us
he
out.
cares about his son, but he's like, you know, I put a lot of work into the bike, and the bike hasn't disappointed me yet, and the bike, you know, listens to me. As you see, all we do is move, and the bike moves. It doesn't give me questions, it just does what I ask it to do. So there's a lot of really fun metaphors, and I do think that it is a very realistic conversation, especially like having conversations, you know, with my mom now as an adult, and knowing how I was, you know, when I was younger, and definitely a little bit more brash or stupid.
Oh, this isn't good.
Hang on back there. Here we go.
Yeah, this thing is
This thing can't take another landing like
the
that.
suspension here is definitely being tried a
Can't
little
take
bit.
another landing like that!
It's like the suspension of the Harley when Arnold gets on it in Terminator 2 or Terminator 1, I think.
More firebombs. Watch it.
Ah, shit, look out!
Ha yes.
And now we get to have like our moving bike chase here. And I like how it does go out a lot easier than it did earlier on in it. Oh shit, that felt weird.
Tunnel up ahead. All right, I think we're safe.
The tunnel's collapsing.
That vulture's bombing them out.
This is a lot of effort to put forth to chase down, technically, like, 3 people. It's just Marcus, Dell, and James.
All right, enough of this shit. We gotta ground that
Alright, so
thing.
here we go. So we're gonna do
Take out the engines.
take out the engines over here, lay as much waste and do as much damage as we can. So, fun fact, incendiaries are actually illegal to use on people, I believe under the Geneva Convention.
Bring it down now!
Because they're supposed to be anti-material, and lighting people on fire is bad and painful. It's why we no longer actually use flamethrowers, because flamethrowers are considered to be inhumane.
Hey, we're not gonna last long against this thing.
James, more fire.
I love how they all pop up in like mini mushroom clouds. Oh shit, I didn't realize they're taking too much damage.
All right, enough of this shit. We gotta ground that thing.
So I like how you picked up the Enforcer, and it does make sense to use it. The gun has very little recoil, and is just a very lightweight submachine gun. So it makes sense that that's what you would use to take on
Watch it! More incendiaries!
take on something like this, like just to put as many rounds. Now typically planes and stuff, the engines and things are fairly light. Like they can't have a lot of armament on it. The reason for that is it still needs to be able to generate enough lift. and the heavier it is, you know, the more thrust that you're going to need, the more lift it's going to need. So that tends to leave planes a little bit lighter. That's why all you do is do a little bit of damage to the fuselage, and you can take these things right out, where you take them right down.
Hey, we're not gonna last long against this thing.
Got it.
Alright, we've done enough damage here. Oh shit.
We're not done yet. Shoot the guns.
Come on, Dad, bring that vulture down.
Whoa! Got him!
The engine core is exposed. Now's our chance.
I love how it's dumping everything on you. And you have to do, it takes everything that you can just to take this thing out. Like, it feels like a massive flying fortress. It feels like the B-52. I do kind of wish that it you know, it didn't feel as comically massive to fight, but at the same time, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing for it in general. It does have this big cinematic scale to it.
Oh, shit!
There we go. We have to. That's how we escape, you know, from the Marcus estate, and now we start to figure out what's really going on here. We're already into Act 3, so this game typically only have 4 to 5 acts. This one does go by pretty quickly. And I think it does a really good job at, we start to see like how things, like where we're at now, and then the escalation of how everything goes.
That's what we've been calling them.
The swarm, huh? Okay. No, I don't. We need to get through that fort to the abandoned osmium mine on the other side.
Because... why?
Because the COG dumped a few thousand locust bodies in there after the war. If your swarm's related to the grubs, we'll find out there. Now let's go.